What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I was actually just in Fabio's stream, so figured I might as well do a stream this night here. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, whatever. That's just great. Hey, what's up, Prison Meddler? I don't think there was ever a time where you were the first one to show up to my stream. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, my next video will probably be the review for Fast X. Because I did go see that. Hello there, Andrew. Welcome. But yeah, I did see Fast X, and yeah, I'll probably get a review out here soon. Maybe tomorrow or something. Review the cars in Fast X. I actually would like it. I would be better at that. Oh, you would be better at that. Okay. Yeah, I can believe that. I thought you meant I should review it and that would be better. Nah, I'm not good with cars, so yeah, I probably won't talk about the cars. I'll probably just mainly focus on the characters and maybe some of the scenes in the movie as well. I'm just gonna get one thing right out of the way. Is I guess one of my problems with the new Fast movie, I wish there was more of Jason Statham, which I'm sure that's no surprise. He was only in like a little bit of the movie, like in the near the end, and that was it. I mean, I get that the Fast films are mainly centered around Vin Diesel. Like, I get that, you know, the Fast films are not really Jason Statham's movies per se. Like, I know that Vin Diesel was mainly the main focus of, basically the main character of these movies. So, I mean, I can understand that. Hey, Zach D, how's it going? Hey, how's it going, Zach Maxwell? It's going fine, thank you. How are you? Hey, Junebug Films, how's it going? Great. Man, if the rumors are true, prayers for Jamie Foxx. Yeah, what's going on with Jamie Foxx? I heard something about his health issue or whatever. Hello, everyone coming to the stream. Hit that like button. Yeah, for sure. He had a severe allergic reaction. Paralyzed. Oh, jeez. Well, let's hope that's not permanent. I mean, I heard that he wasn't he doing that Strays movie or whatever? I mean, I'm sure he got all his parts done for that, so yeah, who knows. But yeah, I never really heard about that. I mean, I knew that there was something going on with Jamie Foxx, but I wasn't sure what it was. And the director actually told him you have to get the Jamie Foxx kept on telling him I can't get it because I'm allergic to medicines in it. Yeah, well, screw that director then. That director, he's probably some coward who was scared, like, oh, if you don't get it, I can't be near you. These people need to grow up. I hope that director gets sued. Yeah, me too. Do you know who the director was? Like, anyone familiar? Yeah, I mean, I know that some people are allergic to it, and that, you know what, that shouldn't even be a problem, you know? If they're allergic to it, they're allergic to it. Like, I definitely know people who are allergic, and they just had to wait till all the ridiculous mandates that should have never existed in the first place ended for them to do anything, you know? I mean, yeah, be glad it's over, but it was all bullcrap from the start. The director would probably say he should have gotten it sooner. Wait, did he just get it recently? Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm allergic to some stuff. Because all of them highly allergic to that. Yeah, I mean, you do what's best for you, though. You know, it doesn't make you selfish because you didn't get it. So Jamie Foxx got sick. You mean the hoax pandemic? Yeah, for real. It was all crap, yeah, but I'm pretty sure many freeloaders like the free stimulus checks and money from staying home. Yeah, probably. I mean, I will admit that I was going to collect unemployment as well, but that never came to be. Usually, whenever I'm unemployed, it usually doesn't last that long anyway. It appears to be the director of Horrible Bosses, ironically. Well, yeah, ironic because he is a horrible boss. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I'm sure that, like, they have plans for him to return as Electro, you know, in, like, a new Spider-Man movie and stuff, so... I mean, who knows what the case is. Biden is the worst boss of them all, yeah. Yeah, probably. The director would probably be delusional, say something like he wouldn't have gotten it if he took it earlier. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. My favorite one is, you know, um, how does it go? Like, yeah, they died, but at least they got the vax. That's my favorite one. If I was Jamie Foxx's daughter, I would sue the director, by the way. Going to pay for my dad's medical bills. Yeah. I mean, that'd be reasonable. Wasn't, wasn't Jet Li also going through, like, some health problems as well? Like, I mean, I'm not sure how long ago that was. I mean, I haven't been keeping up. I really wish I was a fan of Jet Li back when he was big, you know, like in the early 2000s. But of course, I was really young then, and a lot of those movies weren't really made for kids, so yeah, there you go. Jet Li has a treatable condition. He has an overactive thyroid. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know in one of the more recent photos that I've seen Jet Li in, I mean, he wasn't looking too good. Lots of people in California so pro. They, you mentioned you never got it, they would frown upon you and be sad and not be your friend. Most liberal state. I have to live in it. Yeah, I hear you. That's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad how, you know, your vax status is, you know, is a deciding factor of whether or not someone wants to be your friend or not. That's really stupid. But again, you know, we have the media telling people that these people are, you know, fascists if they don't take it. So there you go. Well, that's just part of the thyroid. You have good days and bad days. Oh, okay. Someone asked me if I was today. Nice. Interesting fact about California. It wasn't always super liberal. As recently as the 90s, it was still kind of more Republican, yeah. Well, that's when the world was actually normal, you know? Like, even in the early 2000s, it seemed like the world was semi-normal, you know? RJCJ Rock, yo, yo, yo. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome. But yeah, your vax status, that should be no one's business. Like, I mean, who even cares? Like, why does it especially matter now, anyways? Like, it's not like it's mandated anymore. Like, it's not the cool thing to hate on the unvaxxed anymore or whatever. Like, I think hopefully everyone's grown up since then, you know? You should rank the albums from The Who. I never really got into The Who. There's one band that I keep hearing about a lot, though, called Sleep Token. Like, I'm sorry, I really don't have that much interest. sometimes the things that you have to know about a band is to see who's into them. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but that's kind of what I do sometimes. Like, before I really check out a band, I usually see who's into them. Because that is important, because you're well aware of their particular taste in music and what they stick to, you know. Like, for example, if I see Max or Tony praise a band, chances are I'm not going to want to check it out. Zach, next time someone asks you, just steal my response. Okay. How's the filming going for the X-Ray series? I haven't really been filming a lot this year, you know, so there still is a ways to go. I mean, hopefully I can get things together soon so I can start filming again for X-Ray, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Now they're trying to cancel Def Leppard because Def Leppard said that none of us... They said they took enough drugs, want to stay sober. Okay. Zach, you ever listen to Gorillaz? I want to say I have. I know I've definitely heard of them. If Tony is into them, they're not that great. Yeah, oh, Max, yeah. He has some really odd, terrible taste. Yeah. The thing with Max, I mean, no offense to Max, but, like, it's almost like he browses on the internet for, like, what are the worst bands of all time? That's the kind of band I want to be into, you know? Max likes the buttermilk stuff, yeah. Fabio reviewed your movie. Yeah, I know he did. And also, whenever I release X-Ray, I'll definitely request him to review that as well. But that might not be for a while, of course. But when the time comes when I do release it, I'll probably request it for him. Cancel Tony Bivens. Yeah. Oh, Tony. Zach, you should get into Nigerian music with me. Has some sick stuff that's been getting into. No joke. Not familiar. That is interesting, though. You don't. I'm surprised there's not. K-metal? A joke? Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were saying there, but okay. I also noticed that MJ Nation hasn't really been too active with his content recently. I don't know if any of you have noticed that, but I mean, I'm not into Avenged Sevenfold, but I'm kind of surprised he didn't review the new album. And same with the new Yes album as well, which I know he explained why he didn't, because he said, like, oh, there was nothing to really say about it. Well, find something to say. I did a review, you know? I mean, you don't have to do the typical track-by-track album review thing that you always do, you know? You can just talk about some of the songs and just the sound of the album and what you think of some of the songs, or, you know, kind of like how I do. Exclusive metal genre that I'm surprised there's not. Gay metal. What is gay metal? It meets heavy guitars. That is interesting. If that actually was a thing anyways. But yeah, MJ, he's got to do more than just CD pickup videos. I mean, I'm just saying, like, branch out, you know? Like, do another Versus video. Do put something out there, you know? Yeah. And that's all he really does, yeah. See, that's the thing with me. I usually try to space out my pickup videos. I mean, MJ Nation, he's a good dude, you know, he's probably one of the best friends I've made on this platform, but I mean, no one's perfect, you know. So, of course, you know, there's going to be some things that I notice, you know. Thoughts on Genesis? I like Genesis. I think their last two albums haven't aged that well, though. My favorite Genesis album is probably Foxtrot. It's kind of a toss-up between that album and Trick of the Tail. Sup? Hey, what's going on, Pinkhide? Are you suggesting MJ Diversity, his channel? Yeah, pretty much. I try to mix it up on my channel, keep it all over the place, but it has granted me... Okay, subs. Food reviews and short movies. Vast variety, yeah. There you go. Zach should collab with Nikocado Avocado. Yeah, right. That'll be the day. There are so many YouTubers I'd rather collaborate with than Nikocado. One YouTuber I really don't like, though, is Onision. I don't know if any of you know who that is. I don't even know if he still makes videos, but I mean, he's a weirdo. I think someone I know told me that they actually got blocked by Onision on social media, which is interesting. MJ and Nikocado collab now, yeah. You get fat and cry with Nikocado, Avocado. Cry and talk about life being unfair. He likes to get so emotional on his stuff, yeah. Yeah, he's always like whining and screaming and crying and stuff in his videos, like, while he has food in front of him. Like, I don't even know why. Like, what, you mad that there's so much food in front of you and you can't eat it all? You're the one that probably paid for all the food. You probably asked for it. So why are you complaining? Views? Yeah. Yeah, it is all for views, if we're honest. Which I don't get. I don't get it. I mean, what is so fascinating about those types of videos? Like, I don't care to watch them. I know that some of you don't care to watch them. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. Yeah, people will do the stupidest stuff for views. I wonder if Offspring, is just a normal dude, he plays his persona while filming. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not so sure about that. Zach, what's your opinion on 21 Pilots? Not really into them. Not really into them. Zach should collab with Joey's World Tour. Yeah, I don't think so. Once again, there's other people I'd rather collaborate with. Joey, yeah. But yeah, like I said about MJ's channel, I mean, he's a good dude and everything, you know, for the most part, but I do think he needs to broaden out. Zach, do you collab with Max? Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but like, I have this feeling that maybe MJ just like doesn't want to do this anymore. I mean, that's just the feeling that I get, at least. I don't know how you guys feel, like, because I know that some people will get to that point where they don't feel like doing YouTube anymore. At least Joey's World Tour acts normal, unlike Avocado. Yeah, well, at least somewhat normal. Come on, bro. Normal? Yeah, for real. Yeah, like I said, like, he's barely normal. Opinion on Foo Fighters? Never really got into them. I mean, I might check out their stuff, but we'll see. I can't tell with MJ. Does he seem bored or just forcefully making videos now? So he should take a break in YouTube but not quit it. Yeah, that would be reasonable. I mean, because the thing is, man, like, just doing CD pickup videos, that's not enough to get by. At least I think. I mean, again, I'm not really a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but I'm kind of surprised he didn't review their new album. You know, sometimes I don't feel like reviewing new music that comes out on a Friday. Like, if there's a Friday that comes along where a new album comes out, sometimes I don't really feel like doing a review that day, but I do it, you know? Because obviously there's going to be people wondering, like, hey, are you going to review it? Because there's some people that believe that if you don't review something on release date, that means that you're never going to review it at all. But that's not entirely true. Matchbox 20 most lame band ever. Never heard their music. Zach, would you review my album if I made one? Maybe. He probably hasn't come around to the new Avenged Sevenfold album yet. Soon, I expect he will upload it. Yeah, and the thing is with me, like, if I don't get a review out, like the midnight or so an album comes out, I usually try to get it at least that same day or the following day. So it's usually shortly after it releases, I'll put out a review for it. But the point is, I would just say at least give an explanation, you know? He's normal compared to Nick Avocado. The worst thing he's done is gross SMR videos. Nick Avocado, I can't tell which is worse he's done, yeah. Max probably likes Matchbox 20, yeah. Yeah, when I think of the bands that that Max likes. I think of like Puddle of Mud and Five Finger Death Punch and Nickelback. And Alice in Chains as well, but Alice in Chains is actually a good band, so there you go. Oof, yeah. Do you like Nirvana? They're okay. You know what's sad? Avocado used to be skinny like me, or should I say he really ruined himself? That's what I heard. Like, I heard he used to be vegan or something, and then I don't know what happened to him. I really can't say. Yeah, Nirvana, a bit overhyped, but definitely passable. I would agree. They're not bad. Opinion on Radiohead. They're okay. I think they're just okay. Crapbox 20. Don't know much about Weezer. I want to say I've heard that name though. That much I know. Crapbox 20, yeah. Weezer has a few hits. That's cool. Yeah, Crapbox is a fitting name. It's like the 90s version of the Beach Boys. I don't listen to a lot of rock music. I listen to a lot of pop music. I don't even know what to say about that, to be quite honest. I mean, you're on a rock channel, so... I mean... Zach, you gotta listen to Blue Album and Pinkerton by Weezer the best. Oh, okay. MJ needs to be up in here too. Notice he hasn't been on many streams lately. Yeah. I do know that he's been busy lately. Like, he's definitely been busy over the last year or so. Then again, I keep missing his streams as well. But the thing is with him, he doesn't really stream for that long, so... He streams for like 10 minutes, so... You don't really get a chance to join his stream when you don't even know he's streaming. You know, when it comes to like when Fabio streams, he streams for like a good hour, sometimes 3 hours. So you actually have an opportunity to make it to his stream. People call Weezer emo. Huh. That is interesting. Happy Corporate Pandering Month. Hey, what's up, Alex? Emo is where guys cry and moan. I thought Weezer just sings about loving X-Men and riding surfboards. Okay. You will never catch Zach rocking out to the new Katy Perry album. Is there a new Katy Perry album? Because I was unaware. Will this stream be a 3-hour stream? Who knows? Who knows? called Africa. Yeah, I think I think I have heard that song actually. I think I've heard that on the radio, come to think of it. So there you go, I guess. Oh, Toto. Yeah. Okay, never mind. That Toto's the band that I think that's coming to mind. Nothing much, been playing Tears of the King. Is that the new Zelda game? Africa is a Toto cover. The original is better for sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. Toto is the band that I was thinking of. I was like, Weezer? Like, is it really from them? But Toto sounds more familiar for me, so yeah, come to think of it, it is probably them. You like the Weezer cover better? Okay. Yes, Kingdom. Oh, okay. I mean, I've heard good things about that game. I've never played it, but I mean, it's cool that people are enjoying it, though. All the Weezer covers are cursed. They did a Michael Jackson one, too. It's evil sounding. Wow. That is interesting. I wonder if Brian will release a covers album, no instruments. I'm sure someone can add music to it, yeah. Do you remember when Ridge used to make songs? They weren't very good either. But at least he put music in the background. I mean, that is more than what Brian did. No offense, Brian. But I mean, if music is your passion, like, learn how to play an instrument. You ever listen to Frank Zappa? I've definitely heard of Frank Zappa, but haven't really explored their music. I mean, Brian delivers you the goods, yeah. Yeah, and where's Brian at, by the way? Sometimes Brian will show up, sometimes he won't. It is what it is. Max can play the guitar, but to be honest, it's not that technically good. I play better than he does. At least I play solos, yeah. There you go. Yeah, I mean, Max is cool with us and everything, but I mean, I think he's another one that needs like improvement on his content. I mean, Feeding the Machine, he's done all kind of videos about his content, so I mean, I don't want to have to just basically echo what he said, because he basically hit the nail on the head with that whole thing. Favorite Beatles album? I honestly am not a fan of the Beatles. I do find them kind of overrated, but not bad though. I mean, there's definitely no denying the contribution that they left for rock and everything, and the influence. Yeah, I know. Favorite Metallica album? Ride the Lightning. I wonder who Feeding the Machine is. It's just a robot voice. Is that your other channel, Zach? If so, you're awesome. No, it is not. But I'll take your compliment anyway. It's just a robot voice. Yeah, who knows? I often wondered if he was actually like a previous friend that I've had or something, like someone that I knew on this platform or someone that I knew like from high school or something. Like that was behind him. Like I've thought about that maybe, but I mean, who really knows? I mean, he doesn't really upload a lot anyway, so have you ever heard anyone say My Chemical Romance is an emo? I have. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it. Tell Chirpy to hurry up and help you finish X-Ray. Takes time, guys. Takes time. Best Draft Punk album. Go. I'm not familiar with Draft Punk. I'm not really a punk rock guy. Random Access Memories is their best, perhaps. By which band? They were an electronic kind of band, but they have punk in the name. Oh, Daft Punk is EDM. Okay. Yeah, I never really got into EDM music. I mean, there's some electronic music like that I kind of like if it's like dark and ambient sounding. I don't really mind it. I don't really mind that stuff. Hey, what's up, Joshua Wilson? You like some metalcore, right? Yeah, I do. I mean, metalcore was my start into metal, so there is that. And I know metalcore gets a lot of crap from people like in the metal community, but I don't get it. It's been a minute since I've been to your streams. Been busy. Hey, I totally get it. Totally get it, man. Jeez. Zach, what album should I listen to if I've never heard a single metal song ever? Probably Master of Puppets. What do you think of the argument that metalcore isn't metal? Well, that's the thing, you know, you can't please everyone, you know. Like, the people that say metalcore isn't metal are obviously like the metal elitists who gravitate more to like black metal and death metal and stuff, and say that metalcore is too poppy or something, you know. But if that's what people like, that's what people like, you know. I mean, you can't force them to change their mind on something. Yes, I've heard the argument before. Zach, did you know the first metal song ever was by the Beatles called It's a Bop? The metal elitist argument is that metalcore is punk rock with some metal influences. Interesting take. Sum 41. I like maybe one song by Sum 41, but I haven't even listened to it in a while, so. Hello, Zach D Productions. How's it hanging? This is me, Umbrella Officer 97. Saw you were live. Thought I'd drop by. Well, hello. I know that you messaged me on Messenger, but you know, it's oh well. Sum 41. I love their 2001 CD. All filler, no killer. Zach, were you gonna watch Spider-Verse 2? I was kind of excited for that two-parter. Interest I had. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna see that, to be honest. Which has some truth to it when you go back to the early days of metalcore with bands like Earth Crisis and Hatebreed. I think Sum 41 is breaking up. I know a lot of music. I should work at a record store, yeah. Well, I did for a little bit, but I basically quit within a month. It just wasn't for me, and the pay wasn't that well, so. After their new album. You know what band also needs to hang it up is Yes. As much as I love Yes, there was no reason for them to still make music. I mean, what is the point of them still making music to this day? I really don't get it. Agree or disagree, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath is the first metal song. I actually would agree with that. I've always said that was the song that said, "Let there be metal." You used to work at FYE, right, or some other place? Yeah, the Record Exchange, and no, but I know that Cover Killer Nation worked at FYE. As a matter of fact, I've been to the FYE where Cover Killer Nation worked at. And that store actually closed down. It was like an hour away from me or something. That's actually where I got my copy of 1X by 3 Days Grace. And hold on one second, guys. I gotta get my phone charger. Alright, that should do it. But yeah, you already know my thoughts on Cover Killer Nation, though. I mean, I like his content, but I'm not too big of a fan of him as a person. You know, I think he articulates his thoughts well when he does music reviews, but, you know, obviously there's things about him that I'm not really that crazy about. But I usually just leave it at that. I mean, it would be cool if he was still making content, but he's just not. Do you think you will do another collab with Jamie Horsley? You know, funny story about Jamie, actually. I haven't spoken to him in probably like a year. um, I just, you know, I don't know what's been going on with Jamie. Like, I know he's been hanging around Quest for Metal a lot recently, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. You know, if they're best friends and stuff. But I don't know, like, Jamie just stopped talking to me for some reason. So, who knows if we'll do another collab. I mean, I'm sure if I, like, asked him a question, like, on Discord or something, like, I'm sure he would be polite to me about it, but I don't know, he just hasn't been talking to me, you know? Review Andrew Tate's new song. Does Andrew Tate have a new song? I didn't even know he made music. But yeah, for those who are curious, I'm actually not that big of a fan of Andrew Tate. Especially the whole, um, like, he said, like, men who like cats are beta males or something. I'm just like, really, dude? Let's not do this. Let's just not do this. He has two really terrible rap songs, but I didn't know he came out with a new one. Yeah, I didn't know either. But yeah, speaking of Jamie, I know that him and Quest for Metal have actually started a new channel together called Movie Mania, which I actually have more interest in that channel than their main channels. Especially with Quest for Metal, because all he's been doing lately was reviewing black metal, which I have zero interest in. I did think about making another discussion video about, like, misconceptions or whatever it is you call it, like, like, just things about metalheads that you're wrong about, basically. You know, and it's, of course, would be a video directed towards people who are not into metal but, like, think a certain way about metal or metalheads or whatever. What I really want you to make is a rant video. Yeah. I think the last rant video I did was on... Let me see here. I think it was on the movie Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves. Which I never thought I'd see the day where I would dislike a Keanu Reeves movie, but I was not a fan of that movie, actually. It was honestly kind of a letdown, and the ending was terrible. The movie, it could have had potential, but just the way that the second half of the movie was written was not good. You know, I hated that, like, you never really figured out why those girls were doing what they were doing and why they were putting Kiana through all that nonsense. Like that was never really explained. Like, were they just doing it for fun or whatever? See, if I was the director of that movie, like, or had some writing credit in that movie, what I would have done is I would have maybe had like some sort of connection with the wife in that movie. Like, these girls were like, they were just trying to get back at the wife somehow. That's probably the direction that I would have went in. Hey man, hey, what's going on, Max? Keanu Reeves did make a few duds romantic chick flick films that just suck, yeah. Johnny Mnemonic? That was Keanu's best role. Interesting. Listened to the new Avenged Sevenfold album today and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I was just saying earlier, like, even though I'm not a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, I'm surprised that MJ didn't review it. And again, I noticed that MJ hasn't been reviewing a lot of new releases recently, which kind of led into my next theory. Is he still passionate about doing YouTube? Because, once again, just doing CD pickup videos is not going to just get you by, you know? There's nothing wrong with doing pickup videos, of course. I do them all the time, but like I said, you know, I do more than just those. But yeah, I heard the new Avenged Sevenfold album was... I heard it was, like, different compared to everything else that they've done before. I don't know how true that is, though. I haven't listened to it. But yeah, as far as Keanu Reeves' best movie, I would say it's either The Matrix or the John Wick movies. And the fourth one actually comes out on Blu-ray soon, like in a couple of weeks here, actually. I already reserved a copy for me on Amazon, so yeah. I mean, hopefully it comes on release date. I mean, if it doesn't come on release date, it'll at least come the day after. So, there you go. Also, the Foo Fighters released a new album. I'm gonna listen to it after the stream. Cool, man. Yeah, I was saying before that I'm not really that familiar with Foo Fighters, but I do know of them and I'd be willing to check them out. Yeah, Keanu played some Englishmen in 19th century England in the movie Dracula. His accent was terrible. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But yeah, nobody hates Keanu Reeves. If they do, they're high. And you already know that they're the problem. The only reasonable, I guess, reasoning that I can think of to why someone wouldn't like Keanu Reeves, though, is maybe due to the fact that he's quote-unquote overrated. But I don't think he's overrated. I mean, if you were to ask me maybe a few years ago, yeah, I probably would have said he was overrated, but I get the hype now. I really do. I think the hype is well-deserved, to be quite honest. If anyone hates Keanu, then they need to be canceled, yeah. As anti-cancel culture as I am, I would definitely agree with that. Because, I mean, come on. Who hates Keanu Reeves? The first video game review has 54 views currently. Video drops. Might do more video game reviews. Well, good for you, Max. Oh, that was another thing, Andrew, speaking of, doing rants again. I wanted to actually do a rant on modern gaming. Like, I wanted to make that a lengthy one, too, because, well, I definitely have a lot to say. For those who didn't know, I did do another channel for a brief bit where I did want to do gaming content, but it basically went nowhere. But I'll, of course, talk about that in the course of that video. Modern gaming rant, yeah. I might get some heat for that from some people, though. Like, oh, you haven't played this game, you haven't played that game, so so you know how it goes. But yeah, that might be a video. Pull Me Under, As I Am, and Another Day are my top 3 Dream Theater songs as of now. Those are some solid picks. I would honestly say those are some of their best songs as well. And then it just means it was a good rant, right? And look, I'll at least address the fact that, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no such thing as a good game coming out in 2023. Now, I will say that, none of these games interest me, but when we're talking from an objective standpoint, obviously there are games that are coming out now that people do like, that people seem to be enjoying, like the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game, for example. People seem to enjoy that, and that's fine. It doesn't mean it's going to be for me, though. But when it comes to my rant, it's just going to be like modern gaming as a whole. Because, you know what? I'll just say it. The only games that I play nowadays are games that have been out for, 10 or more years, Even games from, like, the last 5 years I don't think are that good. I mean, yeah, you have a few gems here and there, but, Zach, can you check your Facebook? It's important, please. I doubt it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll check it out. I'll look into it right now. We'll see. Oh. Hey, what's up, Christian Perez? Yeah, the only thing I got from you, Robert, is a link to StreamYard, which that's not really that important. Streaming on Friday night, huh? Yep, exactly. Hey, Kyle Keith, how you been, man? Hope you're doing good. Thank you. Hope the same with you. Welcome to the stream, Kyle. Just had McDonald's for dinner. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Facebook Messenger is so weird on the laptop. Going to a bar with a friend tonight to pick up some chicks. We'll see. Nice, man. Got myself 2 McDonald's fries and nuggets. Cool. Knights of Azar 2, Bride of the New Moon. It's a game I'm obsessed with right now. Tales. It's a game I've been bringing in a few months, and I'm taking a break. I'm also in the middle of Kingdom Hearts 3. Cool, man. You bought the movie Super Mario Bros. On DVD today. Oh, did that come out? I did not know that. I'll be honest, I really don't have much interest in the Super Mario's movie, but that's cool if you are. I mean, I'm sure it's a decent movie, but I just never really had that much interest. Game jumping between games, yeah, I see that. I've been really enjoying the new song, To Me Shadow of the Day. Oh, a new song to you. Yeah, I was about to say that's not a new song. That song's been out since 2007. But I know what you mean. It's new to you though. Shadow of the Day by Linkin Park. Really like that song. Hope to get the first 3D soon. Yeah. Yeah, the first 3 Linkin Park albums I would definitely say are their best. And you know what? You could very well make the argument that Linkin Park should have just left it at those 3 albums. Linkin Park would have been just as legendary now as they are now if they would have just stopped at those 3 albums. They would still be remembered as a great band who put out great music that have also never put out a bad album, because none of the first 3 albums are bad. I mean, I know that some people dislike Minutes to Midnight, but I find the album underrated. I didn't know it came out already on DVD, so I bought it today. Cool, man. Rush or Dream Theater? Probably Rush. But they're close for me. Lately, I've been listening to Iron Maiden. Only 2 albums? Yeah, that's cool, man. What 2 albums? I was actually listening to a couple Iron Maiden songs earlier today. Somewhere in Time and Senjutsu, mainly because of the Future Past tour. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Senjutsu doesn't really hold up that well for me. I mean, it's a decent album, but I think over time, I think The Book of Souls is better. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but I do think that The Book of Souls is a better album. Metallica or Tool? Metallica. Metallica, obviously. Tool sucks, no offense. Tool's alright. But yeah, they're definitely not going to be for everyone. Metallica wins for me. Same. Yeah, Metallica's new albums are long. Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to like... Wait, come on, Christian Zach. It's about to begin, just kidding. Yeah. What was I saying? Like... I'll definitely say Metallica is, in my opinion, better. I've just never liked the lyrics to some of Tool songs. Yeah, Tool is definitely out there, but it is what it is. Your opinion has to change on the... Your opinion? Yeah, my opinion on The Book of Souls, yeah. Well, The Book of Souls, you have the title track, which I think is better than anything on Senjutsu, to be quite honest. Now, when Senjutsu first came out, I would have said that album was better, only because, you know, for the longest time, I thought that The Book of Souls was just overhyped. I still kind of think it's overhyped. Like, that opinion has never really left me, but I still would say it's better than Senjutsu. Or at least it's held up better anyway. More memorable songs. Just for me personally, though. But Senjutsu has some solid stuff, though. Like, I think the title track is good. And, what else? Strachigo, I think it's called. I like that one, too. So it does have its highlights. Do you like albums over 18 tracks? I still go back to the latest Metallica album. Yeah, I go back to some songs from it. One of my favorites of the year. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorites of the year as well. It actually might be sitting at number 1 for me, actually. I don't know. I really like the new Overkill album too, though. The new Overkill album that album's a banger. Today, Avenged Sevenfold new album came out. Very excited for it. Yep. I know. Maybe you should start a heavy metal band. I don't really have any musical talents. My pre-order copy of Life is but a Dream will get here next week. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm not really, again, like I said earlier, I'm not really into Avenged Sevenfold, but I don't mind their music though, if that makes sense. Like they're definitely not bad. Oh, Prison Metaler put Hail to the King at the bottom, really? That's kind of weird. Because of the Metallica worship. It is what it is. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm surprised that MJ Nation hasn't reviewed the new Avenged Sevenfold album. I mean, I hate to keep going around in circles with this, but I don't like. Is he still passionate about making videos? Like, because I hate to say it, it really doesn't seem like it, at least from what I can tell. Which is fine. It's fine if he's not, if he doesn't want to do this anymore. That's fine. But the thing is, I just wish people would be honest about stuff, you know? You know, put some charisma into your videos, you know? Have you heard much of the band X Japan? Not really much. I did want to talk about, like, some upcoming videos. A lot of movie related stuff. A lot of movie related videos. I thought about maybe doing a top 10 action stars list, which is basically an updated favorite actors list. And of course, I'll put out a review for the new Fast and Furious film, which will probably be my next video, but we'll see. What was MJ Nation's last upload? I think a CD pickup video, which that seems to be all that he's been doing lately. Which, again, nothing wrong with that, but you kind of got to space it out. Like, your content, it's not going to be that interesting if all you do is put out CD pickups. You know, again, it's fine once in a while, but you know how it goes. Definitely check out that band. Amazing guitar and the vocal, while everything about the band is amazing. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll check them out. Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, and Hardy are in competition at Album of the Year for you. Nice. Yeah, for me, it's as of this moment, it's kind of a toss-up between Metallica's new album and Overkill's new album. I will be honest, I actually don't mind Yes's new album. I know that some people don't like it, but I think it's solid. You know, it's definitely not their best work, but it's solid for what it is. But I do agree that Yes does need to stop making music. But I would at least like them to put out maybe like one more album. But just make it fantastic. Like, because Mirror to the Sky, that's not going to be a good enough send-off album. So the next album, make it great. You know, do some maybe different things. Like make it like theatrical or something. Like do something special with it, you know? The new In Flames album actually might be in my top 5 of the year as well. I really do dig the new In Flames album. Zach, I don't know if I told you, but I'm officially, for the third time, seeing Metallica in Arlington, Texas on August 20th. Special guest, Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. Well, I would only go to that for Metallica. And I did see Ice Nine Kills when I went to go see Metallica. They were one of the opening acts. They could really put on a show. I'll just say that. And then the other band that performed was Greta Van Fleet, who I'm not really into. But they're not bad. I will say I don't like I kind of did jump on the Greta Van Fleet hate bandwagon like back in 2018, back when it was cool to hate them. But now that we're kind of like away from that, I can look at their music from a more objective standpoint. It's not so bad. I mean, it's not something that I'd be into or anything, but it's not so bad. But I would rather listen to Led Zeppelin, as I'm sure many of you would as well. Spoiler, an upcoming new metal deathcore band is on the rise. Influenced by Deftones, Slipknot, they are from Russia. Cool. The most popular song by Yes is Roundabout with a total of 339k page views. Nice. Yeah, that is one of their biggest songs. I never knew what was Yes's most popular song, though. Like, I didn't know if it was that song or Owner of a Lonely Heart. Like, I knew it was either Roundabout or Owner of a Lonely Heart, but yeah, Roundabout sounds about right, though. Five Finger Death Punch, I don't mind, but Ice Nine Kills, yeah, I'm not a fan of either, though. Getting into more deathcore this year. See, I'm not really into deathcore, like, at all. My local classic rock station still, I think, plays Owner of a Lonely Heart. Oh, cool. Yeah, some people like to really crap on the 80s era of Yes. Because, oh, it's not complex enough, it's not proggy enough, it's too mainstream, it's too poppy, or you know how it goes. I mean, is it as good as their 70s work? No, but that doesn't mean that it's bad music. I think it's still pretty good. The 90125 album, I honestly would put up there as one of their best albums. That's right, a non 70s Yes album, I think, is one of their best. I think you heard one song by Ice Nine Kills. Yeah, see, I'm not really familiar with their work. I mean, I know their song titles and stuff, and I know that they played them live when I saw them, but I just never could get into them. Maybe we should get your films on Tubi, whatever that is. What is that? As of this moment, you can only watch my stuff on YouTube and Facebook. It's a streaming service. Oh, okay. Which, by the way, I don't even think all my series are on Facebook. That's probably something that I should do. Like, I don't, like, I know that I haven't put all my gardening stuff on Facebook because, well, there's just too many of them. But I know I put a lot of them up. Oh, it's a streaming service. Okay, cool. It's a streaming service that would pay you 5 cents per view for all your films. I mean, yeah, it's 5 cents, but it adds up. And on top of it, if that would be the only way to watch my stuff, you see where I'm going with that. Like, yeah, you want to see my new series? Pay up. You know, insert 5 cents. And it'll probably add up per video as well. Like say X-Ray has 6 parts. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 cents. Yeah, it's still not a lot, but it adds up. And like I said, it's better than nothing. It'd be cool if you did a top 5 albums of the 60s and before. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not really into a lot of artists from the 60s. I mean, there's really only 3 or 4 bands that I like from the 60s. And when it comes to the 50s, I'm not really a fan of any artist then. Do you know the Rolling Stones? Yeah, I do. I'm not really a fan of their music though, but I've definitely heard some of their songs. After all, I am a big Papa Roach fan. Papa Roach, I like their old stuff, but their new stuff, I can't get into. Cannot get into. Question, opinion on 30 Seconds to Mars. Don't really have an opinion on them. The Rolling Stones needs to retire. Are the Rolling Stones, are they still around? No, they don't make a new album this year. Rolling Stones are overrated? Yeah, I can maybe agree. Iron Maiden are finally playing Alexander the Great. Your thoughts, Zach? That's pretty cool. I mean, that is a good track. I mean, I would maybe say it's one of their best closing tracks as well. But when it comes to Iron Maiden's closing tracks, nothing will beat Rime of the Ancient Mariner, in my opinion. That, to me, I think will always be their best album closer. That would be an interesting idea for a video, actually, ranking the album closers from Iron Maiden, but we'll see. Not sure what I would have last, though. I don't know, because, you know, Maiden has some pretty strong album closers. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know Bruce Springsteen and E Street Band? Not really. Um, yeah, that's right. So apparently there's a new Jackie Chan movie coming out called Hidden Strike. Supposedly it's supposed to be like Mad Max meets Expendables, at least based on the themes and stuff. And he's working with John Cena in the movie, which I mean, I definitely know of John Cena. I've seen him in, the last two Fast and Furious movies, so obviously I know him from those, and, you know. But I am a fan of Jackie Chan, though. I do like him as an actor, so I would definitely see it for him. The only Jackie Chan movie that I'm not that thrilled about, though, is probably that Karate Kid remake. And he was probably the best part of the movie, or at least the only good part of the movie, so. I mean, it's always cool to see him fight and stuff, so. But of course, you can't go wrong with the Rush Hour trilogy and what else you got? I know that some people don't like The Foreigner, but I kind of like that movie actually. The one with Pierce Brosnan as the villain. I actually like that one. Kind of underrated. Have you heard of Gordon Lightfoot and Tina Turner? I think I have heard of them. I know that Tina Turner recently passed away. At least that's what I've heard. But I never got into her. Although I'm having low expectations, Red is announced. Wait for Radar to come out on June 16th. Wait, for what now? John Cena is also a WWE superstar. Yeah, I knew that John Cena was a wrestler of some sorts. But yeah, I never knew that he did acting as well. I don't like the new music this year is crap. Uh, the new music this year, the thing is, like, when it comes to all these bands that have been around for years, and even bands that are just now rising up today, like, I just feel like when it comes to music, everyone's done everything that they could do. Like, how much different can you make music? You know, like, again, it seems like everything's been done already. Now, yes, you could say that about basically every form of entertainment. Back in the 2000s, back in the 90s, there were plenty of bands doing original ideas, plenty of films coming out doing original ideas, plenty of games coming out with new and original ideas. We don't really have that anymore, you know? It seems like a lot of these developers, these directors, these creators, these artists, I feel like they're just doing it as a cash grab. Like, just enough to get by. Now, is there still good stuff that comes out today? Absolutely. But you can't deny that nowadays, overall, there's a lack of originality. I'm at Rated R Darn voice text. What movie are you talking about, Kyle Keith? I still don't know. Tina Turner, R.I.P. Yep. Dead to Me by, that is a good song, Corey Taylor, Sons Band. Oh, interesting. The old band with the great at the time, yeah. Um, okay, Zach, see you later. See ya, Christian. Thank you for joining. Hey, Base World. What's up? Welcome. What's up, Zach? Have you seen Spider-Verse 2? I have not. Someone was asking me about that earlier. I really don't have that much interest in it, to be perfectly honest. I mean, maybe at some point I'll check it out, but I don't know. You got a favorite baseball team? Favorite college football team in NFL? I'm not really a sports guy, to be honest. Do you like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films? I do. And in my opinion, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films are like really the only good ones, in my opinion. I mean, yes, I do like No Way Home, but I'll admit I don't like it as much as I did when it first came out. Like back when all the rave and the hype was going on for it then. But, you know, now that we're kind of away from that hype, like looking back at it now, like I mean it's decent, you know. And I still would say it is the best of the Tom Holland trilogy. And I'll be I'll just be honest about it and say that I would have never had interest in No Way Home if I didn't think any of the original actors would be in it. That's right. Up until No Way Home, I didn't even follow the I never followed the Tom Holland Spider-Man films because I'll be honest, I don't really care for Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I really don't. I think he's overrated, number one. When Slipknot retires, maggots are gonna be sobbing, listening to Slipknot in the corner in the bedrooms. Yeah. Well, I think that'll be the case for a lot of bands. Like I think when Tool finally retires, there'll be a lot of there will be a lot of crying for them too, and especially Metallica whenever that day comes along. I mean, when Metallica retires, who will take their place as the biggest heavy metal band? Ghost? Yikes. Do you know the Eagles and U2? I have heard of those artists. I think I have heard some Eagles songs. They're the band that did the California song, right? Or Hotel California, or whatever that song is. Kind of normie for me. Opinion on Kiss for me, overrated band. I would definitely agree with that. Amazing Spider-Man 1 was pretty good in my opinion. The sequel, though, I can agree that it's really meh. Yeah, I mean, the first Amazing Spider-Man was alright. It was definitely better than the second, though. I mean, I think when it comes to all the live-action Spider-Man films, Amazing Spider-Man 2 would definitely be at the bottom for me as the worst. Even though I do like Andrew Garfield more as Spider-Man than Tom Holland, I think that Andrew has had the weakest films. And I think we can all agree that Andrew was a good Spider-Man, but it's just the writing of his films. They didn't work. And then they do the Tom Holland films, which, you know, I don't think Tom Holland's that good of an actor. And then his films, I mean, they have better writing than Andrew's films, but they're not like up to Raimi film level, you know. Like, I don't think anything will reach the heights of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. I mean, there was just something about Tobey's Spider-Man that just, like, I don't know if it's just his charisma or just his personality, his character. Like, there's just something about his Spider-Man that just felt right. That the ones that came after him don't really do for me. I don't know if it's just that I'm older now, and maybe if I was younger and these films came out, I would have had a different opinion. But it is what it is. Red's new album is not coming out June 16th. It's not coming out June 16th. Maybe that's when the first single comes out. But if their new album was coming out June 16th, we would have gotten some singles already. For me, a lot of rock bands are overrated. Not saying every band are overrated. There are some good rock bands like Metallica, Linkin Park, and more. Yeah, well, there's definitely a lot of bands that are overrated. You ever hear of Alea, if I even said her name right, the one who died in the plane crash? Yeah, I was actually reading about that recently. It's funny you mentioned that, because I know that she was in the movie with Jet Li. What's that movie called? Romeo Must Die. I know that she was in that movie with him, and I heard that she passed away like shortly after that movie came out, which is quite strange. And I was also reading that Bruce Lee, he like died like a week before Enter the Dragon came out, which is crazy to think about because obviously that's one of his biggest movies. But I think she was a music artist, though, wasn't she? But yeah, back to what you said, Kyle. I also have kind of low expectations for the new Red album as well. Because Declaration, man, it just didn't do it. It did not do it. Yes, okay. They only got to film scenes with her for 15 minutes. In between movie music, she was an R&B artist from the late 90s. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know she died in like the early 2000s, so she escaped the world when she did. Because the early 2000s was such a pure time in humanity. It's not like, people who die then are missing much today. I mean, not that that should have happened to her, obviously, but if you really think about it, I mean, we're really not in the best of times now. Let's just say that. Splutter, whoever that is. is probably my favorite metal band right now when it comes to new metal bands. Oh, okay. Interesting. Have you heard of Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band? Silver Bullet Band, I'm not really that familiar with. Bob Seger, I have heard of. I know that he did that Turn the Page song that I know that Metallica would later cover. Which I actually heard the Metallica version first, so. And I do like it more than the original because it's Metallica. A cheesy new metal soundtrack, typical 2002 vampire flick, yeah. Yeah, that other Jet Li movie, The One, also has a pretty cheesy soundtrack that has a lot of new metal playing in it as well. I do like that movie, though. You did not know that that was Bob Seger? Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was a cover song, that Turn the Page song that Metallica did, but I didn't know that that's who originally did it. I'm honestly not really that big of a fan of the original because it's overplayed. It's overplayed boomer music, you know. I don't know what it is, man, but these boomers they love their overplayed stuff, like that stupid that Guns N' Roses song, whatever that is, that Sweet Child of Mine or whatever it is, that song that I that if I ever hear again, I'm gonna lose it, you know. Like how are you guys not sick of this stuff? I mean, could you actually explore music that a lot of people haven't heard of before? Why is it only music that literally everyone and their grandmother knows, you know? What year were you born and how old are you? I was born in 96. Can you name the songs that have a cheesy soundtrack? You mean the movie? You mean movies that have cheesy soundtracks? Well, like I said, I think The One has a pretty cheesy soundtrack. I mean, I do like the songs that are featured in it, but yeah, it is kind of cheesy. Have you seen the Vin Diesel film Triple X? I haven't seen it yet, but I actually recently picked it up on DVD, so I'll definitely have to check that out very soon. Pretty 2002-ish movie. It's pretty good if you enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, I thought about checking that one out pretty soon, actually. I do like Vin Diesel. I mean, is he my favorite actor of all time? No, but I do like him, though. But the thing is with Vin Diesel for me is he seems pretty limited as an actor. Like, he doesn't seem to get a lot of roles. Like, a lot of the movies that he's in, like, seem to be all very similar to each other. Now, yes, you could say that about Jason Statham as well, but, you know, Jason Statham has at least done stuff like Homefront, which is kind of different for him. He's also done The Meg, which is very different for him as well. But yeah, I mean, I can understand the complaints with that with Jason Statham movie. Like, oh, all Jason Statham's movies are is just him beating up a bunch of bad guys. Like, yeah, but you know, I don't know. For whatever reason, it's more passable with him. Not gonna lie, I thought Turn the Page was a Metallica original when I was a kid. Yeah, it happens. Some of the, not the original member and the lead singer. Oh, some of the old band's still together, but now the original lead is in the lead singer. Oh, okay. Appetite of Destruction, my all-time favorite album, so I can listen to those songs forever. To each his own. But the thing is, like, that Sweet Child of Mine song, like, was it because it was in the Love and Thunder soundtrack? Now suddenly everyone thinks it's the greatest song ever just because it was in that movie? Because I really didn't hear that song much until that movie came out, and suddenly everyone made a big deal about it. Like I swear, I get a migraine every time I hear that opening riff. Like, just stop. Just stop with it. Again, man, these boomers, why do they love this overplayed stuff? Like, does it really hurt to explore stuff, again, that a lot of people haven't heard of? Oh, no, wait, but the stuff that most people haven't heard of, that stuff's questionable, or whatever it is they want to say about it. Some of the old band's still together, but some without the lead singer. Oh, okay. I hear you. The High School Musical soundtracks are pretty cheesy. Looking back, this still slaps this day, yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend always liked High School Musical. Before she met me, she was actually sort of a Zac Efron fan, so yeah. I'm not the biggest Journey fan, but I only like a few of their songs, but Don't Stop Believing is one of the most overrated in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, look, I love music of the 80s, but not this overplayed stuff. You know, that, like, these normies like. Like the people that think that all there is to music is whatever was played on the radio. Like, I know people like that, and that's no way to have a musical exploration. There's some great, not so well known stuff as well that's never on the radio, or rarely on the radio. I haven't listened to FM radio in so long, at least I ain't missing much. Ever since I got Spotify, I have no reason to flop the radio back. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I haven't really willingly listened to the radio in so long. Because why do that when I can listen to my own music? Music that I actually want to listen to. Instead of just listening to something on the radio, just hoping for something good to come on. I mean, that's fun. I mean, it's fun to do that, but in fact, I think my iPod might have the radio. Come to think of it, I haven't used it in so long. Do you know Alice in Chains? Yeah, I do like Alice in Chains, actually. They are probably my favorite grunge band. Sweet Child of Mine. Guns N' Roses, only #1 song on the radio. It's just riff according to the masses. Ugh. Yeah, just because it was in Thor: Love and Thunder. No one made a big deal of that song before that movie came out, just saying. Aerosmith on their final tour? Yeah, I heard about that. That's kind of sad. But it is time, though. I think it is time for Aerosmith to hang it up. You know, I know that it's been years since they've released music, but it's probably for the better. Because I think their last two albums have not been that great. I think Just Push Play was honestly their last decent album. Do you ever own an iPod back in the day? I still own mine from '07. Nice. Let me think. For me, I never had an iPod back in the 2000s. I actually had an MP3 player back in like whatchamacallit, 2008, around that time. I actually didn't get an iPod till like 2011, and I still have it to this day. I still use it to this day. But yeah, again, man, like there's more music out there than what's on the radio, or like what you've heard on the radio back in the 80s, or what was big in the 80s. There's much more music out there than that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with liking that stuff, but when you only limit yourself to that, you're missing out. You're missing out on a lot. And you know, it gets annoying. It gets annoying when all you listen to is this overplayed stuff. What do you think of Aerosmith's song? I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from the Armageddon soundtrack. Just curious. I like it from Laser Glory. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I usually don't think of that song as one of my favorites from Aerosmith, but yeah, it's not bad. I wonder where Andrew went as well. Yeah, I'm actually keeping this stream going for almost 2 hours. So, the iPod Nano is just a square tiny, basically the Apple Watch of the 2000s. Yeah, that's actually the iPod that I have. A really small one. Actually, I think I have it here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here actually. Left it here. Let's just unplug this. Yeah, I still have mine right here. I've had this since 2011 and it still works, so there you go. I guess that shows how powerful that that thing is. I should really get a new one though, just because I've had that for so long, and or at least maybe get another iPod, like an updated one that actually holds more music, because this little thing, it won't hold like all my music. Like all the CDs you see here, this won't cover all of that. So maybe some. I mean, I'd at least like to get something that would cover most of this, or like that I can import most of that. I still think Steven Tyler thinks that dude looks like a lady. Thinking about, he realizes it. 100% dude and 0% lady. Yeah. Yeah, and all the social justice weirdos out there probably want to cancel Aerosmith now because, wah, that's transphobic. No, you just need to grow up. Be mature and stop using these words that end in phobe or whatever it is that these these words that these people use these days. Like, seriously. Do you know Foreigner, the group back in the 70s? I definitely know of Foreigner. Definitely know of Foreigner. I might have listened to their music. I'm sure I've heard like a few of their songs, but I never really fully got into them. I have the largest iPod they ever made. 60 gigabyte iPod Classic up to 40,000 songs. And I filled it up. Wow. Wow. See, that is something that I would need. Because I don't really know how many songs that this might hold. See, back in this day, like whenever I got this iPod here from 2011, this was like back when I only liked a few bands. So storage wasn't really a problem for me then because I was like, well, why bother with storage when I'm only into a few bands anyway? You know, I would maybe have like a few artists on here. I would have like Breaking Benjamin, of course, Red, 3 Days Grace, maybe Skillet, and Dead by April and Coldplay. And that would be it. Like, it wouldn't be much. I'll just say that. Have you ever want to go to You mean go to Disney World? Um, if that is what you're asking, when I was younger, I probably would have been more open to it, but I'm not really an amusement park guy. And I'm especially not a Disney fan either, so I mean, when it comes to Disney, I like some of their stuff. Like obviously, I do like a lot of the Marvel stuff. I mean, I'm not happy with everything Marvel does, but you know, I do like a lot of it though. And you know, I'll still purchase the Blu-rays and stuff when they come out. Like I'll definitely get the new Guardians of the Galaxy film whenever that comes out on Blu-ray. And I do like some of the Pixar stuff as well. You know, Toy Story is a classic. The Incredibles films, which I actually like The Incredibles more than Toy Story. I should really consider getting those on Blu-ray. $40,000 Gs. Mine was 16 gigs, less than 1,000. Yeah. I wish Apple still made iPods. They stopped making them like 2 years ago. Anyone that fits 150, maybe 2,000. Yeah. There you go. That would be something. I think I did surpass 2 hours actually, which I haven't done in a long time actually. It's actually been a while since I've done a stream this long, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I'll keep the stream going for a few more minutes or so. Why not? Born and raised in Florida, I rarely go to theme parks outside of Orlando. It's mostly small beach towns and surfing. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I've been to a theme park. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with Kennywood. It's basically a big amusement park here in Pittsburgh. Everyone raves and makes a big deal out of it. You know, like some people say that it's one of the reasons to come to the Berg, which I no, 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 no. I mean, I used to love to go there when I was young, but I haven't been there in probably like 9, 10 years. Do you know the Beach Boys? I know of them. But yeah, I'm personally just not an amusement park guy. And it might sound weird to some of you, but I actually do have like some phobias where like I fear like one of the rides breaking while I'm on it. Like just by some of the stuff that I see like in videos and stuff. Like the videos that I see, I'm like, yeah, no, 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 I'm not. Makes me nervous. Like I remember even when I was young, like when I was like 8 or something, like I had a little bit of a fear of that as well. So I think that's when I started to have less interest in amusement parks because I was more fearful, I guess. And I remember for the longest time I actually had this fear of roller coasters, but during my senior year or junior year, where whenever it was, like that's when I started to break from that roller coaster fear a little bit because I remember my girlfriend at the time made me get on one of the rides, and I mean that's basically what made me lighten up to it a little bit, like actually say, "Hey, this ain't so bad." Do you know Chicago? The band? I think I've heard of them. I got an ad and kicked off the stream, but I'm back. That was weird. Wait, there was an ad on this stream? That is really weird. Maybe the stream got a significant amount of views? I mean, is that what happened? Okay, that's weird. I'm not even seeing my... Okay, there I am. Okay. Doesn't Pennsylvania have a large theme park in Hershey? The Hershey chocolate, it's pretty much decent size. It's called Hershey Park. It doesn't sound familiar. If it is, it's probably not too close to me. You love roller coasters. The higher, the faster, the better. That's weird, Max. Yeah, it is weird. I don't know what's up with that. I, I remember I remember that girl that I was with at the time. She was so mad at me because I was afraid of those roller coasters. Oh gosh. I've never been to Pennsylvania, but I went to Cedar Point in Cleveland, Ohio once. Yeah, I've heard of Cedar Point. Cleveland, I don't think that's too far from here, so. I mean, obviously it's like a state away, but yeah, as far as I know, it's like, I mean, it's closer than like, New York or something. I don't know. I mean, I am close to New York as well, so. Hershey Park is in East Pennsylvania, closer to Phil. Okay, so it's closer to Philadelphia. Yeah, I've only actually been to Philadelphia like once, so there you go. Cleveland and Pittsburgh is like a 2-hour drive. Yeah, that's what I thought. I've been to Cedar Point multiple times, along with Hershey Park many times. Cool. Yeah, I think I've only been to Ohio like once. I don't even remember what for either. Does Eastern Pennsylvania and the West Side have any kind of rivalry or dislike for each other? I'm curious. Not really. Not necessarily, but it is clear that Philadelphia is more popular than Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh. Like here in Pittsburgh, like there's some individuals that kind of take pride in being like, especially a Steelers fan. Like Steelers is obviously a big deal here. I mean, as they are anywhere. I mean, they're popular all over, but they're popular especially here too because, well, this is where they're from. But there is no denying that Philly is more popular than Pittsburgh for some reason. As far as rivalry is concerned, um, I had a friend at the time, like some years back. Like he lived on one part. He lived on one part of the burg, and I lived on another. Like I think he was north, and I was like east or something. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a little bit of rivalry there. So you know, for some reason, I don't even know why. We were just stupid, immature back then. I don't know. The Steelers have been garbage forever. Oh, really? I've been to Pittsburgh in 2016 and pity back then I didn't know you. I would have stopped by to make a collab. Well, next time. There is always next time. Florida is like 3 different states. If you look at geographically similar, Texas and New York, yeah. Where have you been in Pittsburgh, Andrew? I guess downtown, like the city, like maybe Oakland area. I mean, Philadelphia did win the Super Bowl in 2017 and made it back to the Super Bowl not long ago. Oh, okay. The Eagles have a hot hand right now in this Kansas City. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't keep up with sports, so I'll leave that to you. Hey, what's up, Scamp the Wolf? Welcome. Apparently, you know, since we're on this topic here, from what I've heard, I heard that Pittsburgh apparently like they won something where they like we have like the best museums like in America, which is interesting. I mean, we only really have one, maybe two museums that I would say are nice. So I'm kind of surprised by that. As a Cowboys fan, watching the Eagles win Super Bowls, let alone making it real hard, it's a punch in the gut. Yeah. Most non-Super Bowl fans just watch the Super Bowls for the commercials. Yeah, that is true. Um, yeah, that's the only reason I look forward to the Super Bowl, because movie trailers. Speaking of movie trailers, why the heck have we not gotten a trailer for The Expendables 4 yet? Is that like not coming out this September? And we don't have anything for it yet? All I'm gonna say is, please don't be delayed. I don't think it is, though, because like at CinemaCon, I think they showed it, the trailer at CinemaCon, but they still have yet to show it to the public. My cousins went to Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. I believe that's how you spell it. Yeah, I think it is. It's a nice campus. Yeah, I think I know where that is. Cathedral of Learning in Pittsburgh is a pretty cool structure. Yeah, it is. I've actually never been in the building, but I've rode by it, I've walked past it numerous times, so I mean, I definitely know where that is. Watching the Super Bowl is a way of life, even if your team doesn't make it. Yeah. Well, you are a sports guy, Max, and some of us aren't, so yeah, there's that. I mean, I don't have a problem with sports or people who like it, but it's just mostly when people make a big deal out of it. You love going to Permane Brothers when I was there. I went to one in downtown. Awesome sandwiches. Yeah, it's actually been a few years since I've been to Permane Brothers. But yeah, their stuff's pretty good. Super Bowl commercial this year for TV with the Easter Rabbit having straight for 20 minutes. Wow. Everyone says that Max We're this people world who could care less about it, much less football and sports in general. Yeah. Very true. Fair enough. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the next movie I'll probably see in theaters is probably going to be the new Indiana Jones movie. I mean, I can't say that I'm losing my mind over that movie, but I'll definitely check it out. I mean, the movies that I'm really, really, really excited for this year are probably the new Mission Impossible #1, the Meg 2, which I think more people need to talk about that franchise because, you know, no one seems to talk about it. And then the Expendables 4. Oh, and the Equalizer 3 I'm also looking forward to. Halftime for some of the Super Bowls are really cool. Madonna had a huge spectacle of a show, and way back in the day, Aerosmith was performing. This one just had Rihanna, was just okay. Okay. Do you think you will ever go see the new Flash movie? You know what? I've thought about it, but I don't know if I will. I think I'll just wait till it comes out, like, on digital or on Blu-ray or whatever. I don't know. I'll be honest, I kind of lost interest in that one. I'm telling you, man, like superhero films, they don't do it for me like they used to. I mean, are there good ones that still come out? Sure, but I think the majority of them have been flops. I think a couple people at my media school have been talking about the Meg 2. You actually might go see The Flash. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I'm really excited for in regards to the Flash movie is Michael Keaton's Batman. And you know what? These producers, I think they knew that though. They knew that no one would see this movie if it was just Flash with no Batman or whatever. Because obviously the stuff with Ezra Miller or whatever his name is, the stuff with him definitely doesn't help. But without Batman, the movie would be nothing. It would flop immediately. You could say that they're basically doing what Spider-Man No Way Home did by, bringing back the original actors. But, you know, because, a lot of movies today, they don't have original ideas. They gotta live off nostalgia. And that's what a lot of these producers and movies and stuff do nowadays. Like, they think that they can just get by with nostalgia. A modern superhero style movie, the superhero dies at the end. Yeah, especially in their final entry. Newer DC can be fun every now and then. Definitely prefer the Dark Knight films over, though, from the 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, I probably do as well. Although, I do like the Batman from last year. That was a great movie. A great movie. Now, the sequel to the Batman, that's going to be a superhero film. I'm definitely gonna see that in the theater when that comes out in a few years. Because I really dug the Batman. And you know what? Robert Pattinson as Batman, he's pretty good. He's not bad. He's not my favorite Batman actor. My favorite is still Michael Keaton, but he's still pretty good. No, modern superhero movie. A-list celebrity is a villain. Character dies, twist villain revealed. Yeah, pretty much. Put together a rare and unreleased playlist. Oh, okay. James James Bond isn't a superhero, but I can't believe they killed him off like that. Something you never do. Yeah, true. Yeah, but they do it with a lot of movies these days. Like Logan, they killed off Wolverine for some reason, even though they're bringing him back to the next Deadpool movie. They killed off John Wick. Whoops, did I spoil that? um, but they do it with every movie. They'll probably kill off Indiana Jones in the new movie. Because, Harrison Ford said that would be his final entry. So more than likely, they'll kill him off and pass the torch on over to someone else. Stallone's character will probably die in Expendables 4. So, we can keep going with this. This actually reminds me a lot of what Disney is going through there. favoring nostalgia over trying to come up with newer ideas, and newer ideas that come out, they don't translate well. Yeah, I can believe that. The Batman is awesome. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I would say that the Batman is probably like, I'd say it might be like the best superhero movie of the last 3 years, maybe. I mean, I really do like Guardians 3. But is Guardians 3 really a superhero movie just because it's a Marvel movie? Something worth thinking about. The worst Batman actor is George Clooney. The one terrible movie he made playing Batman, yeah. Christian Bale and Michael Keaton are still my favorites. Yeah, they're probably my favorites as well. Robert Pattinson was pretty good also. Didn't care for Ben Affleck when he was casted. Yeah, Ben Affleck, I mean, Ben Affleck is a fine actor. And I actually thought he was a good Batman, but I do think he is the worst of the Batman actors. He should have gotten his own solo movie. I probably would feel differently about him as Batman if he got his own movie. But no, they just shoved him in the Justice League movies. You know, I don't know why Ben Affleck's Batman didn't get his own movie. I heard the new Indiana Jones wasn't getting good reviews. Yeah, I heard that as well. I'm not sure what to think. The Batman and the Suicide Squad are the best modern DC movies. I still have to check out the Suicide Squad. I know I have it for Blu-ray, so yeah, I might pop that in sometime and check it out. I think Stallone actually plays a part in that movie as well. Doesn't he play the shark guy or whatever his name is? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is definitely up there as well. Yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is probably the best Marvel movie since Endgame. I know some might say, oh, it's the best since Spider Man No Way Home. Spider Man No Way Home, it's good, but when you look at it now, it was overhyped. And the only reason that, the movie was so big was just because Tobey Maguire was in it, and Andrew Garfield, of course. I think most people went to see it for Tobey, though. Because obviously, like I said, nostalgia sells. Anyone remember Shark Boy and Lava Girl? I do remember that. Yeah. I was never into it, even when I was younger, so oh well. Did you ever watch the X-Men trilogy from the early 2000s? Did you like those films? Yeah, I like the X-Men films. The second one probably is my favorite. And even some of the later ones I thought were good, like Days of Future Past I thought was pretty good. And I thought The Wolverine from 2013, I thought that one was pretty good as well. That's the one where he goes to Japan. And he fights the Silver Samurai, which is pretty cool. Hold your breath. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 might be the last truly good MCU movie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Because you know what? For the rest of the year, there's no more Marvel films for me to check out this year. The what you call it, the Marvels could kiss my rear end. Because I cannot stand Brie Larson, who, by the way, was actually in the new Fast and Furious film, which, I mean, ever so briefly, so, yeah, whatever. Shark Boy and Lava Girl played by all the time on Disney Channel. I remember, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Used to have the toys from McDonald's when they came out. The special effects were awful. Definitely a guilty pleasure nostalgia. Yeah. The Marvels looks iffy, but I'm trying to go into it with the slightly optimistic expectations. It might be bad though. Yeah, it might be. How long is this stream? I'll probably end it here pretty soon. Seems like I went for like 2 hours and a half, which is... I haven't made... It's been a while since I've made a stream this long. Yeah, at least there is a bunch of scenes. There's a bunch of cats. Yeah, true. I did notice that scam. That's one of the things I'm like, okay, I won't be too hard on the film. But I probably still won't check it out. You know what trilogy of films sucked? The Jurassic World series, really. The original Jurassic Park films were good, except for the third one. Yeah, I actually do prefer the original Jurassic Park films over the Jurassic World stuff. I do need to explore more of those films, though, because I've only seen, like, maybe a couple of them so far. Isaac, hey, what's up, AJ? AJ's movie place. If you guys want some good movie content, definitely check out AJ's channel. He's here in the chat, so shout out to AJ. You haven't been on a stream of yours in a while? Yeah. It's almost midnight in Florida, probably. Same time. Yeah, it's almost midnight here, too. In my opinion, I like Brie Larson as an actress and sometimes a YouTuber. Well, I'm personally not a fan of Brie Larson as a person, so... And what do I think of her as an actor? She's mid. I think she's just mid. The first Jurassic was good enough, but the other two aren't nearly as good. Fallen Kingdom sucked, and I still stand by that. Hi, Zach D Productions. How are you, mate? Hey, Liam. How's it going? Things are going okay here. How are you? Thanks for the shout-out, mate. No problem, AJ. It's almost 9 here. Yeah, it's almost midnight here. But yeah, apparently the original Jurassic Park film is getting a new re-release. Like a steelbook or something, which I might pick up. I don't know. I do like the original Jurassic Park film, though. From 93. I think that's when it came out. The Lost World Jurassic Park doesn't get enough credit as a sequel. A lot of great action scenes even for its time. Yeah, fair enough. At the moment, I am not by myself. I'm a bit sad. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's 12 p.m. over here as well. Or 12 a.m., rather. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably keep this going for a few more minutes. Of the original trilogy of movies, the first 2 movies are good, but the third one was weak. Yeah, I mean, if I were to guess, I would say that the first 2 are the best. Jurassic Park trilogy is way better than the Jurassic World trilogy. Yeah. I would probably agree. You had been bullied yesterday. Really? I'm sorry to hear that, Liam. Bullying is no fun. I was bullied when I was in school, so yeah, it's definitely no fun. Jurassic Park 3, in short, it felt rushed and was a mess. Yeah, one of the things that I do find funny about Jurassic Park 3 though is the title of it. Like, it's called Jurassic Park 3, but the second one wasn't, it didn't have 2 in the title at all. Which which doesn't really make much sense if you ask me. Hope you feel better, Liam. Just know that we're here for you, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to cinema from a man. Really? That is bizarre. Well, when I saw Fast X earlier, there were these really loud, I don't know if they were teenagers or young adults or whatever, but these kids, man, I just, like, they were kicking the seats. They were making all kind of noises. They were like throwing straws like towards the screen and stuff. Like, I'm like, is no one gonna say anything? Is no one gonna throw these D bags out? You know, that's what I think should happen. Or am I gonna have to say something? I'm just, people should not go to the movies, man. They gotta at least have security there. You know, like have like a loss prevention guy like sit in the theater or something. That would be a good position for someone. Like, just to sit there in a theater to watch movies. If you see anyone acting up, just go over there and say, "Hey, you shut the F up or you get out of the theater," you know? Stop making a bunch of, stop being rambunctious, you know? Anyone remember the kid dancing to Barney scene in Jurassic 3? Best scene in Jurassic Park 3 ever. Barney should have cameoed in Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been so. I don't think I've ever been so annoyed by like other people in a movie theater ever before. And you know, it's not like this movie is brand new either. Well, it is new, but it's not like it's the release date, you know. It came out last May. So you would think that like this is something that you would see on like opening night or something. Like, it's bullcrap. I was actually getting pretty irritated and it was pretty distracting for me. I just wanted to look behind me and just go, pow. That's what I really wanted to do. Like, shut up. I went to a local small theater that shows terrible movies, and the crowd boos at the screen and throws popcorn at it. Oh, that actually sounds fun. Yeah, for that, it's a part of the experience. So much fun. Well, I'm sure you know who would think that my films would be at those kind of theaters, but I'll just leave it at that. Because you know there's a small group on here that thinks that my films are cringe. for some reason. Even though I'm just one guy, you know, I don't know what you expect. And of course my films are going to be cringe when you only react to my old stuff. Like, of course my films are going to be cringe if you're only reacting to my 2015, 2016 projects. You know, you're not addressing that there's been improvement since then. Be the pink Godzilla, yeah. Oh yeah, that's another movie I'm looking forward to is the new. Well, there's actually two new Godzilla movies coming out. There's one from Toho coming out in, I think, November, and then there's the Godzilla versus Kong sequel next March, which I'm definitely gonna check that out as well. I'll probably see both of those in theaters. Well, I don't know if the one from Toho will be in theaters because it's a Japanese one. I mean, if it is in theaters, I mean, hopefully it is. I can tolerate noisy crowds except if it's screaming children. It's an autism thing. Yeah, I understand that. You should have reenacted a fight scene from one of your movies to these noisy bros. Yeah. After seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, there was a man wouldn't be quiet. I kept saying, shh, be quiet after the movie. The man screamed in my face. That's really stupid. Like, just be quiet, you know? Just be quiet. Is it really that complicated? If someone tells you to shh, it's not to be condescending or anything. It's not to be rude. It's, you know, it's because you're being too loud. And you're being too noisy. It's not complicated. When I saw Bohemian Rhapsody a few years ago, there was a guy screamed, walked out because he didn't. And the fan we was by. He was like, I didn't pay to see. Oh gosh. Clearly, the guy didn't do his research. Liam, that is mess up, man. Yeah, I'll say. I'm back. I just got out of the shower. Cool, man. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'll be streaming, though. I've been going for quite a while. Like 2.5 hours at this point. I even cried and the man spoke very nasty to me and called me the worst word. And the worst word is... what? But yeah, that sucks that happened to you, Liam. Like, people just need to be respectful. Like, if someone tells them to shut up, or shh, keep it down. Oh, the C word, yeah. Yeah. That dude who bullied you will get his karma, hopefully. Last, like 15 minutes into the movie, he was already wasted. $12. It's funny, but not in a good way. That's really stupid, man. Like, Rob Halford of Judas Priest is supposedly gay. That doesn't really affect the music in any way. And he doesn't shove it down your throat either, like all these weirdos do these days. You know? He's actually one of the cool ones, you know? So, I mean, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? I mean, yeah, you can disagree with the lifestyle, but it doesn't mean you have to hate the individual. And that's what a lot of these people don't get. Like, they think, like, oh, you don't agree with someone's orientation or their life choice or whatever, that means you hate them. No, that's not what it means. But okay, if you want to take it as that, okay. I can't change your mind. Hey, Prism Metaler, I'm back, still streaming. Yeah, but who knows for how much longer. We were actually talking about annoying moviegoers. I was telling everyone here how, like, when I was just seeing Fast X, there was these, I guess they were like younger guys who, like, maybe like early 20s or whatever. They were like making all kind of noise, kicking the chairs, throwing stuff at the screen, and like, is no one gonna say anything to these clowns? Really hope so, mate. Yeah. Deserves a spanking, yeah. For real. Rob is the kind of gay friend I want. He doesn't flaunt it and doesn't overdo it with his views. Exactly. 100%. Like, why? Like, it's not that complicated. It's really not that complicated. We wouldn't have a problem if most of them were like Rob Halford. You know, will people disagree with it? Sure. But that don't mean anything, because it doesn't mean that we disrespect Rob Halford or whoever. You can agree to disagree. Hey, what's up, Prism Metaler? The man who bullied Liam needs to be taken back into the shed, be beaten with a belt. My dad says that back in the day. That was his form of discipline. You know, speaking of that topic, before I met my girlfriend, the one that I'm with now, I was talking to another girl before her who actually told me that, like, her form of punishment was, like, bending her knees on Legos on the floor. I'm just like, wow. Like, yeah, that's interesting, to say the least. I'm sure that doesn't feel too pleasant. I remember kicking these people out when I worked at the movie theater. What'd you kick them out for? Put your nose in the corner, man who bullied Liam. Yeah. Your mom defended me and she wasn't happy with him. Well, your mom should have defended you. And yeah, I wouldn't be happy with him either. You can't punish kids today that are so sensitive and they'll scream child abuse. Yeah. You know, I think that's why people, I think that's why that those guys earlier, I think that's why they got away with, being a nuisance in the theater. Because people are actually afraid to say something, especially at the particular theater that I went to, because there's been shootings there before in that mall. So yeah, I'm sure people are especially afraid to say something there. But yeah, that's the thing. People are afraid to stand up and say anything. Because, I mean, the thing is, you can't blame people for it either, because you don't know how they'll react. Like, if you tell someone to stop or keep it down, will they pull a gun out on you? Like, what? It's crazy, man. Like, you hear all the crazy stories you hear online and stuff, and it's like anything goes. Causing trouble, like disrupting, throwing things at the screen. Well, good for you. Because that's exactly what these weirdos were doing. Hey guys, I really like having some support. No problem. Were they teenagers? They were little. Are you talking to me or Prison Metaler? Bullies, I usually have severe self-esteem issues. I do as well, Andrew, to be quite honest. Usually do. Their lives are messed up and take it out on others, and that's not right. Yeah, true. Oh, you were talking to me, okay. Yeah, they were either teenagers or young adults. I don't know. I mean, you know how a dark theater room is, so. I get annoyed when people chew and super loud. Like, geez, this ain't time. Yeah, for real. Especially that slurping sound when people are like at the last of their drink. Like, they'll just gulp that down. I mean, just do what you have to do, but get it over with, you know? I get annoyed when people don't turn off their silencer phones inside a movie theater. Yeah, same here. Yeah, exactly right, yeah. Yeah, I can't stand that either. But yeah, some people can just be so annoying. It has been a while since people have actually, like, bullied me in person. Like, no one just messes with me. Like, it's probably good on their part, you know. Because believe me, if they care about their safety, they wouldn't do it. Because I sure as heck wouldn't have it. I never have my phone out loud, so yeah, I'm the same way. My phone's never too loud. When it comes to movie theaters, I'm surprised I can tune out so much. Yeah, I'm the same way. Especially today, like, after those D-bags were, like, being such a nuisance. Like then I kind of zoned out for a moment because they were too distracting for me. I'm like I was just getting angry. Like, I'm like, okay, is no one gonna say anything? Like, I kind of wish you were at the the theater that I kind of wish that Prison Metaler was working at the theater that I go to, because I would have hit him up. I'm like, hey, Prison Metaler, care to escort these losers out of here? I remember one time at the theater, there was a kid sitting behind me. The popcorn or he chewed so loud for 2 hours straight. Jeez. Like, I do often get popcorn when I go to the theater, but I usually, like, space it out. Like, I take breaks. Like sometimes, like, in the first 20 minutes of the movie, like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from the popcorn, and then when the last 20 minutes arrives, then I usually go for more. but to eat the entire popcorn, like the entire movie for like 2 hours straight, well, not even 2 hours, because a lot of movies that come out today are 3 hours or at least 2.5 hours for some reason. So I don't know. I didn't get bullied in high school, but in middle school, some kid tried to take my lunch money. I brought a small tape recorder and secretly recorded his threats and reported it after he stopped. Good. Good. Now, if there was only a way to get, the people that are obsessed with me on this platform to stop. I don't know what that's going to take. Some of you know who they are, though. I mean, do I have to, threaten to press charges for stalking or internet harassment or whatever? If I'm sure that something was committed. I miss 70 to 8 minute movies. Yeah, Scamp the Wolf, I was actually thinking about this. And I was thinking about the original Transporter movie and Kiss of the Dragon and The One, all those old school early 2000s Jet Li and Jason Statham movies that were like an hour and a half long. I do miss when movies need to be more like those, But no, they always got to fix what's not even broken. He had a small 8-ounce bag of popcorn, somehow he's paying for the whole film. Oh, jeez. I remember a guy on drugs fell into the vents and hit the ceiling. I was working in the movie theater. Wow. That is insanity. You should have recorded the audio of those guys making noise in the theater, even though you can't record in a movie theater. Yeah, true. But I could have left the phone the screen facing down or something, When was the last 3-hour movie you've seen? That's super long. Latest Bond movie was almost 3 hours, but not quite. You mean in theaters? Probably John Wick 4. That movie was what, 4 hours? I'm actually surprised for how long I'm streaming, though. My stream here is movie length. You personally like the fact that movies are getting longer? It depends. It depends on the movie. The runtime for John Wick 4 didn't really bother me that much. Didn't really bother me. And to be quite honest, John Wick 4 is still probably my movie of the year. Number 2 is probably either Guardians 3 or Fast X. I'm out of here, peeps. Hope you'll have a great weekend. Same to you, Base World. Thanks for joining. Avatar 2 was 3 hours long and 12 minutes, and I saw the Titanic re-release, which was slightly longer. Oh, okay. Oh, and by the way, Avatar 2 is finally getting a physical release. Thank God. It's about time. Because it's long overdue. I'll probably end up picking up the Blu-ray for it around when that comes out. I will admit I still haven't seen the movie in full, but I probably will pretty soon. I saw clips of it, though. I've seen some of the movie, so just not all of it, though. I do like the first one, though, quite a bit. Good thing the ceiling is saving me with splat all over the floor. Yeah. I mean, could you just imagine one day sitting in a movie theater, seeing a movie, and you all of a sudden you just see this guy like fall from the ceiling? You just hear, ah! Is that part of the movie? Oh no, it's just that guy. It's some guy. It'd especially be funny if you found out like it was like Bud or something. Could you imagine that? Your stream is epic movie length, huge film budget style, hundreds of millions of dollars. I wish. For my birthday, along with John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah, I have my copy of John Wick Chapter 4 pre-ordered. I also did pre-order the new Donnie Yen movie, Sakura. Which I believe comes out on Blu-ray on the same day as the new John Wick movie. I still haven't seen that movie yet, but I pre-ordered it anyway because I am a Donnie Yen fan. So, yeah, Donnie Yen has really grown up there to be one of my favorite actors. Like, he's personally up there for me with, like, Stallone and Statham and Reeves, you know. He's up there for me. He's probably in the top 5. Some guy nearby vomits. Drinks in his popcorn. Oh, gosh. I would love to see someone try to climb to the ceiling in a movie theater. Yeah. That would be funny. Yeah. I definitely hear you. He fell above the men's bathroom. He was lucky he didn't break through ceiling or splatter all over the floor. Yeah. That is a really bizarre story. In more ways than one, yeah. Yeah, you're not supposed to bring alcohol into a theater, yes. So that would be the reason dude's vomiting too much hard liquor. Well, from my understanding, you can't bring anything into the theater, like food or drink or anything. I could be wrong about that. They might have stopped doing that, but I remember for a while you couldn't do that because, oh, you need to pay for our snacks. Even though it's overpriced. How about you lower the price and stop being so greedy, and then we'll talk, you know? Ugh, they sell alcohol in theaters now. Interesting. I wonder why they do that. No, you can't bring outside food in the movie theater. You can eat it out in the lobby, though. Yeah, but I bring it in all the time. Like, when I get... When I always bring drinks into the theater, so... Next time I go to the theaters, I'll drink some red wine that I'm probably overpriced. Perhaps, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I do. Rebel life. I did make the Rebel series after all. Which is not one of my best projects, but oh well. But yeah, as far as As far as Fast X goes, I quite liked it actually. I thought Jason Momoa was a good villain. Like I thought he was a pretty convincing villain. But yeah, I think they need to stop doing Fast and Furious movies. I mean, when you reach 10 films, um, that's a little much. It's a little much. Same here, but I'll usually get my usual concessions at my local chicken tenders, fries, M&Ms, maybe some popcorn and a soda. There you go. They haven't done a Fast and Furious movie in space yet, or a time travel one. They actually went in space in the 9th film for like a brief bit at the end, so there's that. If they do a time travel one, that's going to be ridiculous. Oh, you know what I could see them doing? Because Fast and the Furious is under Universal Pictures. You know what else is though, right? Back to the Future. Connect the dots. They are going to collaborate with Back to the Future. Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and everyone else, they're going to go back in time and meet Emmett Brown in his DeLorean. They're going to work together to stop Jason Momoa. One thing I like to get in the theater is popcorn and nacho cheese to dip into a nice little snack. I don't think they serve nachos at my local theater. I could be wrong, though. Thought you were going to say Jurassic Park. Maybe there too. Cool cars driving through the prehistoric huge dinosaurs 10 out of 10 movie, I guess. Yeah. Well, I've always said that if there ever was a Back to the Future 4, that it should take place in prehistoric times. Because it'd be something different. Actually, there's 11 Fast and Furious movies, Hobbs and Shaw. That is true. That is true. And to be quite honest, Hobbs and Shaw is one of my favorites of the series. I actually really enjoyed Hobbs and Shaw. A Back to the Future, Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover. Yeah, right. My favorite car in the Fast series is the Lexus LFA. And Part 7, I think it costs like $180K. Cool. Yeah, apparently there's rumors that they're going to bring Paul Walker's character back with like AI and stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, let's not do that. Please, let's not do that. All of them are owned by Universal. And Super Mario Bros. In there too, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, Kraven the Hunter. Why do I keep forgetting about that movie? Why do I keep forgetting that that's even coming out this year? That'll probably be the next Marvel movie that I see. Which my expectations for that one are they're kind of mid. Kind of mid. Like, there's things that I'm looking forward to about it, but it could be like on the same level of Morbius, but I don't think so. And apparently Rhino will be in the Kraven movie, which I think is pretty darn cool. I'm actually open to seeing that. Like if Kraven fights Rhino, I'd be open to seeing that happen. I can't go one day without hearing something AI related. Oh gosh, for real, it's insane. I can't stand it either. I don't know what it is with this world, man. Why can't this world just leave things how they were? Like, ugh. Again, why you gotta fix what's not broken? AI? Who was asking for AI? Why can't we just go back to how things were in the early 2000s? You know, it's not like I'm asking to go back to the 1800s or, you know, the days of slavery or whatever. Like, no. Or the days of the Black Plague or whatever. No. But the early 2000s would be a nice time to go back to. Back to the Future 4 will replace Marty with an AI version of him. I wouldn't put it past that, to be honest. I would not be surprised. Because of his Parkinson's disease, I don't think he can even act anymore. Yeah, I don't think he's been in a movie in years. What was the last movie he was in? Stuart Little 2? Because I know he did the voice for Stuart Little. Avocado should star in the next Fast and Furious. Yeah. I like it. I like it. In fact, even Doc Brown might be AI because he's so old now. Yeah, but he's still in movies. He was in the movie Nobody from a couple of years ago. I know he played the dad of the main character in that movie, so he's still relevant to some extent, but yeah, he is older though. You want the early 2000s back to? Yeah. It was just a simpler time then, you know? Nick Ocado should be the next Thanos type of villain in the MCU. Worth it. There you go. Nick Avocado tries to drive a fast car, the next car in the Fast and Furious. It doesn't go fast because he's so... Car can't handle it. Oh, Andrew, I swear, you come up with the best ones. That's great. But yeah, I seriously probably should be ending the stream here probably in a couple more minutes. That's funny though, Andrew. I like that. Nick Ocado has the ability to eat cars, yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Take it back. Amber Heard should be in the next Fast and Furious movie. Oof. Well, you already have Brie Larson in it, so I mean, another piece of work. No iPhones in the early 2000s. It was glued to their phones. Going on dates was a real date, not Tinder crap. Yeah, true. I mean, online dating has been around for years. I mean, like even Rush had a song about like online dating back in the 90s. So it was a thing even then. I mean, obviously it's not like how it is today. Like you can actually see what the person looks like today instead of just like, you know. Cuz I'm sure back then it was more just like maybe like a little icon or something with like text from like using an old computer, like you know how it goes. you know, it's definitely more, I guess, intimate these days, when it comes to the online world. And do I think that the internet is why this generation and the world is the way it's going today? My answer is honestly yes and no. I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. I think the media is the biggest problem, especially with the political climate. I mean, because, everyone and their grandmother since 2020 has become a political nut, you know. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon in 2020. If you weren't there already. Nick Ocado should star in Magic Mike. In the early 2000s, you can go on days with a girl not checking her Instagram every 5 seconds. Yeah. True. I am thinking about the next movie I should check out as well, because I mean, I probably won't watch a movie tonight. It's kind of late now, but oftentimes I'll watch a movie at night. Next movie I might watch is Hero with Jet Li, and I know Donnie Yen's in that movie as well, so I'll probably pop that in at some point soon. Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, I have not seen that movie yet. I know it's a classic, but yeah, I dig a lot of the what you call it, a lot of the more martial arts driven stuff. A lot of that stuff gets overlooked too. Like a lot of it kind of gets shoved in the $5 bin at like a dollar store or Big Lots or something. It's kind of sad because these are good films. You know. In the early 2000s, you could get along with people of the opposite political spectrum because they won't go utterly insane because you disagree with them. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just think about it, like, even back when Obama was president, like, when I would look for dates and stuff, like, I wasn't really thinking about, hey, is this chick an Obama supporter? That just didn't cross my mind. Like, I don't know why. Like, um, but I actually heard a story back in the early 2000s. I actually want to say it was the year 2000 where there were these two friends. One was voting for Bush and one was voting for Gore. And you know what the two friends did after the election? They went out for a drink. Would you ever see that today? No, I didn't think so. It just simply does not happen. No, if you have one political disagreement, you're put on that person's blacklist. You have to have a bodyguard, to protect yourself from them. You have to do all these things, a restraining order, because everyone's at each other's throats with this now. Like, you know, they both view each other as evil these days. You know? Now, I do think that the left definitely has I definitely think that they struggle more with the not knowing how to agree to disagree thing, but you know, it's sad that's how things are today, though. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, the early 2000s was like, it was a great time for movies. It was a great time to be alive. Yeah, but there was 9/11. Okay. But hey, if 9/11 is the worst thing that we had to worry about back in the 2000s, I'll take it. I'll take it compared to the things that we have to worry about now, you know? Not saying it was a good time, but if that's the worst of it, I'll take it, you know? Because at least times then were better than how they are now. I mean, you can't tell me that times now are better. You can't tell me that times now are better than they were 10 years ago. I thought that they were better 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you name it. I don't know. These people get me, man. (2000) was an interesting election. It was extremely close in one state where Gore claimed to have won at first, but the votes were recounted and Bush won. Closest election ever, perhaps. Huh. Interesting. Never knew about that. It's funny because in the movie The One, there's actually a clip because you know how like that's like a multiverse film. There's actually like a scene where Gore wins the election in one of those universes. So that was kind of funny. That was kind of interesting. But obviously in reality, Bush won. I mean, I don't know much about Al Gore or whatever his name is. I never knew much about him, but yeah. But yeah, like even 10 years ago, I thought were simpler times. Not that they were perfect, but simpler times. And when I mean 10 years ago, I'm mainly talking like 13 years ago. Because it's still crazy to think about that 2013 was 10 years ago. That still takes a lot to resonate with me. Like, seriously? Like, I remember, I remember 2013 like it was just a few years ago. Like, I was in high school then, so. But I think like I'm mainly referring to like 2010. Like, I thought those were good times. 2020 was like that too. With Georgia, that was one state. You know, lost to it by Biden, such a small margin. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though. I am kind of nervous about 2024 because it just seems like every election year things get worse. You know, like I'm just sitting here wondering, okay, guys, what do you have up your sleeves this time? What do you have up your sleeves for 2024? You can't do the virus thing again because you've already done that in 2020. And even if they try to attempt to do it again, they can't because they failed with it because everyone stood up to their bullcrap. So what you got up your sleeve this time? You know? I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect. Hey, what's going on, Ryan DT? I'll probably end up ending the stream here shortly, but I do appreciate you showing up and commenting. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure what to expect from 2024. Because like I said, it seems to get worse every time, so I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully nothing. I mean, hopefully it'll be like an election year from like 2009 or something, or 2012, where it wasn't that extreme like it was in 2016 and 2020, but we'll see. All we can do is wait and see. See you later. All right, Prism Meddler, thanks for joining. Take care. And Georgia is no public state. So 2020 was a rare time. Democratic candidate of victory. Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably will end the stream though. It's actually almost 1 o'clock here, 1 in the morning. So yeah, I'll go ahead and call it quits here. See you, mate. All right, see you, Liam. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining the stream. Yeah, I thought that this stream was pretty chill, pretty cool. Had some good conversations. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And I think that's why I kept this stream running for as long as I did, because, you know, we were just talking about stuff and you know how it goes. But yeah, like I said, my next video will probably be my review for the new Fast film. After that, I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Time to sleep. Yeah, there you go. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for joining. It means a lot. So, you all take care and have a good night.